Right, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you coming over from the last video where I was showing you guys how to make this gorgeous unit, because in this video I am installing this gorgeous unit. All right, and this makeup look will be posted probably tomorrow. Yes, so don't fret, I'm gonna show everything. Okay, no gatekeeping over here. All right, so the hair is from Kendras Boutique. There are 4 bundles installed, 4 bundles of 30-inch hair and 22-inch frontal. Okay, Brazilian straight if you're interested, so check it out. Now I am doing, I'm looking a little rough, but I'm getting ready to install my hair. So I had to put this on camera because I think a lot of people be skipping this step. Stop putting wigs on and not moisturizing your scalp. Why are you doing that? You're gonna be uncomfortable. Put some peppermint oil and some what is it called? And lavender oil up in there, okay? Use some actual essential oils. These are real essential oils, by the way. I bought them from bulk apothecary. I think that's how you say it. So basically I mix those 2 up in that jar that I just showed you guys, and I'm gonna put it in between each and every braid, and I'm really gonna get it in the back, the kitchen, all right, because that's where the braids really be all gathered and stuff. So yeah, y'all need to be moisturizing your scalp, all right, because we need some good hair. So this is one of the oils that I make often. I'm not going to show you all the other ones because I actually think I'm going to sell them in the future, so can't be giving out my formula. All right, so right now I'm just pulling it through my scalp. Yeah, so I braided my hair off camera because I move a lot when I braid, and I really get frustrated when I'm braiding my own hair because I'm not really that good at it. So yeah, I didn't want to torture myself in that manner, so I didn't even bother. So now I'm putting the freeze spray on, which you guys just saw me wipe my head with some rubbing alcohol to clear up any of the oil that may have reached my hairline. And now I'm just using the freeze spray and I'm just spraying it on my hairline. I'm making some ugly ass faces because I really don't want it to get in my ear. I'm pretty sure that would be pretty painful. So yeah, and it's cold, so yeah, this is a little scary and uncomfortable. So now I am putting the cap on my head. I put it on before and I kind of screwed up where I was supposed to cut it, but we ain't wasting nothing over here. Don't think I'm baller mommy because my bundle's expensive. That's not what it is. So I just flipped the cap around and I'm still going to use the same cap. I'm not using a different cap. And I basically just stretched the holes that were already there so that it would cover my ear. And now I'm just pushing my baby hairs back to make sure that they're not included in this mess. All right, I'm not trying to, I like them. I don't want them to go on me. So yeah, push your baby hairs back. Make sure you're not putting your wigs on your baby hairs, on your freaking hairline, because that's like a formula for disaster. So yeah, it looks a little moist. I hate that word, but that's what it's giving right now. And I'm gonna go back in with a blow dryer and I'm gonna just dry it up so that it gets real stuck, like it won't move. And in any places where there's not enough, I'm gonna spray some more, but I'm not overkilling because this stuff does have the capabilities to dry out your hair, so I don't want to overkill. So right now I am just cutting. I'm gonna need more in that area over there because it's looking a little dry, so I'm just going back in and then I'll go back in with my blow dryer. So definitely try to catch mistakes before it's too late, because when it comes to laying down wigs and glue and all of that, you don't want to mess up because fixing it is a pain in the ass. So just doing that, and then I come to this realization that I'm gonna cut one side and then I'm gonna go in and sew down the back. So I'm gonna sew down the front, the wig cap, and then I'm gonna continue to cut, because in the past I have done this and I have not done this actually, and the wig cap just kept trying to roll up my head. I don't know, it's my head shape. I don't know what's going on, but that's what happened. So I was trying to avoid that this time. So right now I'm just cutting really close to my hairline, but not on top of my hairline, probably like a half an inch or less. That's what I'm leaving out. And I'm just using some scissors that I got from Amazon, stainless steel scissors that are really small. I don't know what you would call them. I don't know if they're like surgical scissors. Nah, can't nobody do no surgery with these. Maybe they are. I don't know what they're called, but they're small stainless steel scissors. Yeah, good luck with that, guys. If you want them, I'm sorry I can't give you the full deets. I don't know. So yeah. I'm gonna say y'all on this channel will be seeing me at my lowest, okay? And that's kind of crazy because I don't take pictures. I don't post this portion of the process on my YouTube channel because it's a little, I mean on my Instagram because it's a little embarrassing. So right now I'm going under the braid, and then I'm going under the braid again to kind of lock in that stitching. All right, so under once, under again, and then we're moving on to the next one. And then once I get to the last one, I am going to do the same thing, and then I'm going to tie a knot. All right, so going under again. I probably should have went through, I don't know if I went through the cap when I was going under, like, so I should have went under the cap, under the braid, and under the cap again. I don't know if I was doing that, but yeah, I should have been doing that. So right now I basically separated the thread and went through one side, went through the middle, and that made a knot, and then I cut it and I did another knot. Okay, so now that the excess near my hairline is cut off, I'm going to cut the rest of the excess wig cap off. So basically you want to pull the wig cap up and towards your face so that you don't cut any of your hair, because you're cutting pretty close to your braids. So I'm just going to do that all the way around, and then I'm going to be ready to start with the glue. Okay, so we're almost getting there. Alright, so right now I'm just cleaning up the excess got to be spray, because it leaves this white cast that I really didn't want. So now I'm using the skin protectant. You're really supposed to spray this on a paper towel, but I don't follow directions. So I sprayed it directly on my face and my hairline, and then I just patted up the excess, and that's what I did, and it worked. So that's all. And now I'm going to go in with some Bold Hold glue, and I really like this glue, honestly. It holds me down for, I don't know, I'm gonna try to see, but right now it's been about a week and a half and pushing on to 2 weeks. And typically I believe I'm going to just take this installation out after 2 weeks so that I can wash my hair, deep condition it, and you know, not neglect my hair underneath this, because I know that oil does not that oil ain't giving what it's supposed to give. If I put it on 2 weeks ago, ain't no more oil for my scalp to absorb. So it's either that, or I can just lift the cap a little and put some oil on my braids again. It depends on how good my frontal is looking, if it's just best for me to take it off and reinstall it or not. So that was the whole purpose of me doing this, so that I can take it off when I feel like it and reinstall it, and it not be a hassle for me, because everything else is a lot more complicated, and now I see why people do wigs often. So right now I'm just going a little over my where my ears are. There's a little bit in the front. I think I put the glue on a little too thick right there, but it's not a big deal. I'm just gonna brush a little and remove the glue that's not gonna dry because it's too gunky. Use the scissors to basically cut, because yeah, that's just the fastest way to get it off. So that's what I'm doing now, and then I'm just gonna go over with the glue some more. So I do use I think I used about 5 coats, and that's just because I don't know, I just feel comfortable using 5 coats of glue. 3 to 5 is enough. You don't really, it says you can use up to 7. I think that's a little excessive, but I mean, it's an option. So right now I'm just putting some more glue. This is my second coat, and then I'm gonna push forward with the basically, I'm gonna call it a spatula, because it's like a mini spatula. And right now I'm brushing in the wrong direction, so do not do that. Go in the opposite direction like I'm doing now. I realized that I was about to screw it up again. So you want to pull from the wig cap to the front of your head. You don't want to go in the opposite direction, because that's literally going to be pulling the wig cap up. So as you guys see right now, it dried in this clear state. That's exactly how it's supposed to look. And I'm putting some oil-free, keyword is oil-free, powder on the frontal, and I'm gonna put some more on my wig cap as well. Even though the wig cap basically is a very good complexion, it blends in with my skin very well, I just want to make sure it's like better. I just want it to be better. I want it to be perfect. So I put a little on the wig cap as well, and then I'm ready to lay down my wig. But I need to get some elastic band. So the elastic band is going to help me lay my frontal. So I just bought some from Amazon, and I basically just cut off a long piece, and now I am putting the frontal on. Okay, so this is where all my flaws come out. I don't know why I'm so bad at laying the frontal down. One side is typically like freaking perfect, and that's the side that I'm putting down now. And then the other side is not perfect. So I would suggest clipping back that other side, like folding it over and clipping it to the back of your head while you're doing this. And I think that's what really happened. So and using a comb, use the tail of the comb to mush it down, because that's going to make sure that it's flat. All right, using my finger is where I went completely wrong. So right now I'm just basically trying to lay the other side, which is an epic fail. I shouldn't even show you guys this, but I'm just going to show you what not to do. So the baby hairs are all in my way. I should have clipped those back with bobby pins, which I do later once I realize that the odds are against me. So yeah, so right now I'm just trying my hardest to lay this down the quickest, because I'm like over it. So yeah, I'm like pulling down, and you guys see how I just pressed it down right there? Made bubbles. Do not press down. Use a freaking comb. I plead with you guys, please do not do what I just did, because that's where I screwed up. But I did end up lifting it. I even made it worse. I pulled the freaking the frontal, that side, up from the glue, and then I laid it down again. Freaking nuts. and this causes the adhesive, which is the glue, to fold over a little bit. So you guys will see in a little bit how that basically ends up affecting the overall look of that one side. But the good news is that I do not part on that side at all, so it was all good. It didn't really bother me that much, but I need to figure out how to lay this down the flattest because I always have an issue with it. It's ridiculous. Okay, so right now I'm cutting any excess lace so that it blends. I'm trying to get it as close to where I cut the baby hairs the first time so that there's not too much lace exposed. So I'm just doing that, and that's basically it. If there's any excess glue or anything that hasn't been covered by the frontal, I basically just use some of the remover on a Q-tip and I'll take it off that way, or use a little bit of rubbing alcohol. But like I said earlier, it's a little harsh on your skin, so you don't want to like rub a lot when you're using that. Just be as gentle as possible. Right now I'm trying to put the ear tabs down, so yeah, so don't murder me yet. It gets better, I promise. Even though I'm not the best, this is actually a good beginner video because it's showing that I'm freaking flawed and I'm not a professional, but I still ended up making this unit look like somebody else did it and not me. So now I'm going to sew down the back of my frontal. So I basically am sewing it on a braid that's next to my my ear, and I'm sewing through the elastic. All right, so basically what I'm doing is I'm choosing a spot, I'm getting a braid, I'm sewing through the elastic and the braid twice, and then I'm tying a knot, and I'm leaving a little bit of the thread hanging so that when it's time for me to take this unit off, I can find that thread instead of searching all over the place, and I can undo the frontal, basically undo the installation of the frontal. Okay, so I don't know if you guys heard me say this before, but I did not install an elastic band to the back of my frontal at all. I mean to my unit at all. And the reason being is because I didn't want that tension. So the elastic bands are known for causing tension with wigs. So being that this was a custom unit, I just thought that it'd be better for me to sew onto my anchor braids to hold the wig in place and for it to be super secure, more secure than an elastic band could ever be, and caused absolutely no tension. So that's exactly what I did, and it worked. Like I have the unit on now. Granted, I don't be doing nothing crazy wild like riding roller coasters or nothing, and I don't know, mechanical bulls and weird stuff like that. Well, it's not weird, but stuff like that in general. So honestly, there's no reason for my wig to come off, but knowing that it's impossible for it to is good. So my wig is definitely secured. I literally never thought I'd be wearing a wig a day in my life, but I got fed up with my hair, so I'm part of the team now, you know. Do I get a nice warm welcome, especially since I'm showing you guys how to finesse the system of paying $200 to $300 for a goddamn custom wig? Like, ew. So now I am basically just sewing it down. So I'm going to go all the way across from one side of my neck to the other, and then I'm going to tie a knot, and that's basically it. I anchor down the opposite side, and then I'm going to anchor down in between some tracks. I'm going to show you guys, don't worry. And then that's how my unit stays secure throughout this entire, journey. So now it is time. I'm just moving the unit a little bit, moving it a little forward, and that's just because I'm trying to avoid any tension being on the frontal, because I don't want it to start sliding or pulling back. And yeah, I just don't want that to happen. I mean, who would? So now this is literally the track, the last track, between the last track that I put in and the track behind it. So this is in between my last track, my last track and the track before. So I'm just sewing straight across. And I mean, you don't necessarily have to do this, but like I said, if you want to make sure your wig is secure, then I would suggest doing this. So right now I'm just going across, and the same way I sewed down my my wig cap is how I'm doing it here. And that just adds some security to the entire unit, and that's it. After this is done, I'm done securing the wig. So I sewed down in 4 different portions of my head, and it's not going anywhere. Like, literally, it doesn't even shift. It doesn't move a centimeter, and that's how I want it to be. So now I cut it, and it's the same thing. I do leave a little bit of the thread, even though it's pretty obvious where it is. I leave a little bit hanging, and then I just continue on with the final steps. Alright, so basically right now I'm just brushing back all of the baby hairs and everything like that, because I'm about to put down the elastic band, and then I'm gonna put some heat on my hair so that I can melt this a little better. And some people like to separate their baby hairs out and pull it forward and then put the elastic band over both, but I don't want to do that. I don't know why. I guess I really didn't have patience for any of that. So I'm just gonna do it in 2 steps, because even if you do it that way, then you have to go back and lay the baby hair, so it kind of doesn't even make sense to do that. Alright, so I put heat on for about 10 minutes, and then I went and filled in my eyelashes, so the band was on for a few hours, like, yeah. So I basically did that, and now I'm coming back and I'm ready to separate my baby hairs out so that I can finish this unit finally. So yeah, so as you guys see, like, those were my baby hairs before and they're super long, so it's time for a change. I'm going to trim them down and make them look really good, and then I'm going to use some mousse and I'm going to melt this wig down finally. Okay, so I do have a few new baby hairs, I'm adding a few new ones to the family, and I think that's mainly because I couldn't find all the other ones, so I did my best. So right now I'm cutting them really short. I'm gonna go back and cut them down a little more, and then I'm ready to lay them. All right, so the shorter your baby hairs are, the more natural they look. So as you guys see, I put the mousse on and then I brushed my baby hairs back lightly, guys. Do not be rough, because then you risk lifting your frontal a little bit. So I'm doing this as light as possible, and I'm kind of heavy handed, so I'm trying. So basically I'm doing that, and then I'm just going to continue to do this all the way across. Not even gonna hold you guys, I really do not lay all of my baby hairs every day. Like, who has time for that? So typically that area that I was just on, and this is all I really do, and that's it. And I don't use mousse every day. On the regular, I'll use Got To Be glue, and that's it. The black one, the black glue, and that's it. So I am still, customizing, still trimming a little bit, because I really want this to look cute. I think when your hair is straight, the baby hair should not be as dramatic, because it kind of looks crazy, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm just going to keep doing what I have to do. A lot of the longer pieces keep getting involved in what they have no business in. So I'm kind of constantly trying to push that back, and I'm trimming it down. So you really just cut them to what you like. If you want your baby hairs to be mad long with a straight weave, then so be it. It's not my thing. I don't like it, so I'm not knocking anybody that does it. I just don't like it for me. I don't think it's cute. So yeah. So right now I'm just swooping, swooping all these baby hairs, and then I'm gonna put my scarf, my tiny scarf for my edges. I'm gonna put that on, and then I'm going to put some heat on it for a good 10 minutes, and that's all. Okay, so as you guys see, I am plucking some of the hairs away. So I'm plucking some of the baby hairs to make it less dense. That's another thing. You don't want your baby hairs to be thick as hell. Why would you want that? You want them to be a little less dense. You want them to look natural. Like, come on now. People are not supposed to be able to look at your baby hairs and be like, shorty got on a wig. You don't want that. So this is okay. I still do go back later and pluck more from the baby hairs on the opposite side of my head that I was just working on. And yeah, so basically you just it's a customizable thing. You just do it to your liking. My hair is really fine, so that's why my baby hairs and my edges of my frontals look thinner than probably somebody else's would, because I'm trying to mimic my hairline. I'm not trying to create a whole new one. I want it to look similar to my own, you know. So right now I'm just adding heat, and I'm going to go under the knot, and just to make sure that every side gets a little bit of heat, warm everybody up. And then that's basically it. I honestly hate that part. Okay, so basically when my hair is drying, I basically stop blow drying it and then I straighten it. This is at a later date. Makeup done, everything. Like a week later, I realized I didn't really show you guys certain things like this. I put some foundation on the part because my part it looked good from where my camera is, but it was a little red, and adding some foundation on the part just makes it look a little more realistic. Some people just do those dots and then they stop, but I kind of like to blend it into the cap a little bit so it doesn't look as, you know, obvious. But basically I do that to make it look, you know, really real, like it's scalp. And that was the final touch that I needed all along. You see how long and pretty the hair is, and this is just how it came out. So it's literally been a week. I did not have to relay down my lace or anything. Like literally the bold hold glue, it's very good. It's the active kind, so I definitely suggest it. These bundles are amazing. I have an HD frontal on, not a regular frontal, it's HD, so the lace is a little thinner, so it helps it look more realistic. And you know, I appreciate you guys for watching. You know, comment, like, subscribe. Thank you for giving me your time. I hope I helped you learn something. I hope you have enough courage to do it yourself, because this was my first time and you see how that turned out. So good luck, guys. Later.